Hi there, I'm Chase Smith, and I'm currently pursuing a position as a website and UX UI designer. Before I tell you a bit more about myself though, let me ask you something. What do you think are some of the most important traits that any UX UI designer should possess when they're faced with a project put in front of them? Go ahead and take a moment to really think about that. That enough time for you? Now there might have been many things you were thinking of in that moment, but here's what I think. Not only do you need a passion for your work, but you also need to be willing to adapt. Our technological landscape is constantly changing each day. New devices are being released periodically, and there are new generations of people obtaining these devices for their daily use. By that same token, these changes influence designers to both create new web pages and interfaces for professional enterprises and the individuals they serve. It's especially important that the new interfaces are created for people of all skill levels to utilize, whether it's their first time using the web or they're technologically savvy. This is just one of the many important lessons I learned after completing a year-long designer apprenticeship with an organization called Block. Under the guidance of my professional mentor, who is 7 years seasoned as a senior designer himself, I acquired the most vital skills and insight necessary for handling projects involving both web page and UX UI design. Whether it's creating the information architecture needed to get started, rendering the final layout, or implementing a web page through code, I'm prepared to handle each of these scenarios for clients with the parameters I'm given. With the skills I obtained, I created unique looking and fully functional design prototypes built for industries such as e-commerce, food and drink, and software as a service. These are industries I've had previous exposure to in prior positions I've worked in, and each were created based on the latest standards required for updated desktop and mobile layouts. If you remember my statement from earlier, I think designers should not only have a passion for the work that they do, but be also willing to adapt. And after completing my apprenticeship, I now embrace these traits with great enthusiasm, and they serve daily as my motivation to continually go beyond my comfort zones when I create new designs. In November 2018, I had the chance to put this perspective into practice when I was chosen to participate in the creation of an early childhood education mobile app with a well-known digital design company named We Digital Garden. During the time we worked on this app, I discovered more of my passion for working on foundational app components and creating wireframes for app prototypes and user testing. I was also required to adapt to utilizing design software that I never worked with before, pushing my mind to embrace new technology in a short time frame. Upon completing this project, I attribute much of these skills I've inherited and the inspiration I gained as a designer to my amazing teammates, all of whom opened my eyes to unique perspectives in the world of service-based design. And speaking of eye-opening, I was afforded the opportunity to bond with my teammates while enjoying the sights and historical wonders of the cities of Rome and Paris during a special European offsite in February 2019. In addition to my design background, I also achieved a bachelor's degree in business management from Oregon State University, making me the first of my mother's Mexican family to graduate from a four-year institution. I've also worked for a total of 6 years in the fields of e-commerce and software as a service with companies including Apple Inc. and Appearance Inc. Both positions not only require me to work in a more fast-paced environment, but also tailor my work to meet the individual needs of those I served within a set time frame, which is absolutely vital for any design project. Outside of work, one of my biggest passions is cheering on the Portland Timbers soccer team. I also enjoy learning to play my acoustic guitar I inherited from my grandfather, which is a cathartic release for me after a hard day's work. That is, if I could learn how to play a full song. With all this said, I'd like to thank you for taking time to hear more about me. I highly encourage you to check out more of my design work from my portfolio link right here. You can also professionally connect with me via my LinkedIn profile from this link right here. I'll include both links from this video in the description below. Take care, and I look forward to talking with you very soon.